I am so pumped and so game to do anything for Shah Rukh sir. I truly believe that he, is one of the most the best stars that we have from our country. I've been a huge fan of his. Uh, they call him King of Romance. In music, they call me Prince of Romance.
Exactly,
I'm like, I hope the King and Prince can do something together. However cheesy that might sound.
Can we see the Malik brothers coming together anytime?
Yeah, we are actually doing a very special music video together. I have actually not told this to anyone, but I'm very excited about it. It's something that we've always wanted to do. People have always wanted me and Amaal to kind of feature together in a video, and I hope that fans are excited with something like this that we are planning, and yes, hopefully soon you'll be able to see it.
Armaan, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Tell us about this association and how do you think it is going to enrich you as a as a music composer or as a singer, this association with
Royal Stack Boombox, I've collaborated with them once in the past, which is last year. And it's been a great property from a collaborative lens. I think as an artist, when you come into the room and there are multiple artists, multiple musicians that come together, the energy is different. You come up with different tunes, you come up with different sounds, and that's what is happening here. I think we are the aim of this project is to fuse Bollywood and hip hop and come up with something that is fresh for the youth and connect with the younger generation overall. And I think that's possible only when we firstly all the artists are glued into what's happening today, and also we bring our strengths to the fore. And I think that's going to happen very successfully with this project. Having done this last year, I had a great time doing it. This time around, I'm not only performing at the shows, but I'm also creating a song, which I'm very excited about. And I hope that all of it comes together beautifully for this year as well.
Right. Armaan, you've been in the music industry since almost like when you're 9 or 7 or
yeah,
something?
I mean, it's been 16 years now.
16 years, yeah. But tell me, how do you think Indian music is perceived globally? Last year we had Diljit Paji performing at the Coachella. We recently had Shankar sir, who you sang for the first time as a player.
Shakti won the Grammy.
entire
Shankar
group of
and the full
Ustad
band,
Zakir Hussain
Ustad
and
Zakir
everyone. Do you think the scenario for Indian music is changing globally? Because you have collaborated with some international artists also. How do they perceive Indian music abroad?
I think it's an exciting time for Indian artists and Indian music. I remember in 2020, I had taken a leap into the global music space. I started creating English pop music. I got to collaborate with artists like Ed Sheeran, and a host of other artists. Recently, we had Lollapalooza, which happened in Mumbai, and I got to get on stage with a very talented pop star called Love. And I have also done a collaboration with Eric Nam in Kashmir, and I also performed the same song, our collaboration song on the Lolla stage. And then obviously now the Grammy win, which has come home, via Shakti, Shankar sir, Zakir sir, and all the beautiful musicians that are part of that band. And like you said, Diljit Paji, and so many such moments have happened for Indian artists and Indian musicians in the last, I would say, 5 years. All of them are contributing factors towards this surge of Indian movement going global. And I also feel like somewhere India as a country is inching towards being a force to reckon with. It's having its own, superpower moment. It's getting there. I feel like we're all on the anvil of something very great, not only musically but also as a nation, as a country. I think we've our talent, our the stuff that we make, our resources, all of it right now is coming into attention and coming into the limelight, and it's a beautiful moment for people like us to collaborate with artists from abroad. Like you said, what are their reaction to performing and collaborating with us? I think they are amazed, firstly, I would say, because we have a lot of rich musicality in India that has not been exposed globally. Our classical music is very rich. Our Western pop music also within India, a lot of people don't know, but a lot of artists here do Western pop music beautifully. at the level of global artists.
Yeah.
It's just we've never had that exposure, never had those opportunities, which I think now is opening up. Because the sheer number of people that we have in our country, the consumption that happens from our country is, I would say, lucrative at this point to people from outside of India. And for us, I think it's more of, I would say it's a two-way thing happening, wherein they really want to expose their music to our country and our audience, and we really want to take our music and our artistry global.
Yeah.
So in a way, I think it's a win-win for both the collaborating parties.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy and proud of the fact that Indian artists are getting their moment right now on a world stage.
Yeah. You mentioned about starting English pop, like you ventured into a song which is an English pop. We always talk about K-pop out here. K-pop has gained a lot of popularity in the last few years in India. There's J-pop also.
Yes.
What is the scene with Indian pop? Because usually what happens is the Bollywood songs,
they take over the playlists.
Yeah, and also whatever is not understood is then considered as Indian pop.
I'm glad that someone has brought it up in this manner, because not a lot of pop people talk about this. I just recently put out an album called Only Just Begun, which I think is a true representation of I-pop, as I would like to call it, which is fresh, young. Today's generation listens to that kind of sonics, listens to that kind of pop music, but in Hindi. Obviously on the side I'm doing my English pop music. But I felt at one point at this juncture where I was doing global music, I was like, okay, I'm doing this amazing sound, I'm doing it in English. What about my home language? What about, doing something as fresh as I'm doing in the West, but for, the Indian audience, for the Indian scene. And I don't think successfully हम लोग define कर पाए हैं what is I-pop or Indian pop, because whatever doesn't go to movies gets slaughtered as non-film music, and then this big branch of non-film music which has hip-hop in it. Hip-hop, the best thing about hip-hop, I would say, it has its community, and its sound is defined. With pop music, we've been a little unsuccessful as an Indian community, as an Indian audience. We've not been able to slot our pop music correctly. Like, in the West, there are country artists, there are pop artists, there are bluegrass artists, there are R&B artists. Here, unfortunately, anything that doesn't go into Bollywood movie is non-film and independent. Which is a grave injustice, because, every community needs to grow on its own. And I feel like pop is quite a burgeoning genre in our country. People are not terming it in the right way. I hope that with projects that I do, I'm able to carve that niche and carve that sound for it. And it's not just another non-filmy track that is called as independent. Back in 90s, I think there used to be a very eclectic, discography of artists and a lot of variation, wherein Shan Sir was doing his own thing, Lucky Ali was doing his own thing, Mohit Chauhan was having his own sound with Silk Route. There were lots of these amazing bands. I feel like there's no bands anymore. There's no pop acts anymore. People are not giving attention to, what the way we should present ourselves. It's more like, okay, मैंने आज गाना गाया, मैंने आज music video किया, but what about what's your vibe? Like, example, in hip hop, like Badshah has a vibe, Raftaar has a vibe, Divine has a vibe. In pop music, very rarely you'll see someone having a vibe.
Correct.
I feel I've been able to represent my style, my genre, my kind of vibe to my fans very successfully, and that shows through my music, shows through my social media, and I feel like people need to really focus on that I-pop culture, and I hope that through my projects I'm able to carve that. With my label also, I hope to release acts and artists that I hope become the future torchbearers of I-pop music.
Talking about social media, when your fans, when I put it out on the social media that we are going to have this interaction, a lot of people wanted to know if there's any collaboration with Mr. Shah Rukh Khan specifically, because I think
he's the only actor that I've not been able to sing with.
And also, I think you did a voiceover for In My Name Is Khan, if I'm not wrong. So there's a lot of people who just want to know, okay, if there is anything, if there's any word that is happening.
Honestly, I mean, I am so pumped and so game to do anything for Shah Rukh sir. I truly believe that he, is one of the most the best stars that we have from our country. I've been a huge fan of his. they call him king of romance. In music, they call me prince of romance.
Exactly,
I'm like, I hope the king and prince can do something together. However cheesy that might sound. No, but I genuinely, I feel like I hope that I can do a song for his movies. So if Shah Rukh sir is watching this, sir, I would love to sing for you. Let's make it happen.
We speak about how these streaming platforms has made music accessible to to the lowest denominator.
Yeah.
At the same time, we also have something called an artificial intelligence. We recently heard a song of from Donkey, which was sung by in Rafi Saab's voice.
Yeah. It was a musician friend of mine who actually did that. Yeah.
Okay, but how do you look at this whole thing of artificial intelligence? Does it hinder the whole prospect from a music perspective?
To be honest, as a listener, when I came upon that clip, I was pleasantly surprised because I was like, wait, Donkey ka this song, in Mohammad Rafi sir's voice, I would never have the chance to hear it, if AI didn't exist. So in one way, the child inside me who's grown up listening to Rafi Saab and Kishore Da, to hear contemporary songs of today being sung in their voices in whatever form. Obviously, it's not them singing, it's a computer replicating it, but it's a beautiful thing to just experience. Having said that, I feel like there's a lot of misuse that happens. I don't think that clip was done from a perspective to misuse anything. It was done purely from a perspective that, oh wait, I would love to hear Mohammad Rafi's voice.
Like a
nostalgia factor. But for a lot of artists, I think, there was this one song that was released globally which had Drake and Weeknd's voice on the song together, if I'm not wrong. And it released and it got like 1 million streams in a few minutes or whatever. And it was not done without, it was not done in consultation with the artists or taking their approval. And I think those are unfair practices that come along with AI. So there needs to be some legislation, some legality involved where you can protect artist rights and make sure that, they're in the know when something is being done and they're fairly compensated for it, because at the end of the day, it's their voice, their tonality. So I don't think anything should happen without the approval or proper compensation for the artists.
Lastly, can we see the Malik brothers coming together anytime?
Yeah, we are actually doing a very special music video together. I have actually not told this to anyone, but I'm very excited about it. It's, something that we've always wanted to do. People have always wanted me and Amaal to kind of feature together in a video. And I hope that, fans are excited with something like this that we are planning, and yes, hopefully soon you'll be able to see it.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lots of love. Namaste, मैं हूँ अरमान मलिक and you're watching me on CNN News 18.